I'm back after finishing the tutorial. We have just kind of a little bit more to kind of go. Um, During the last kind of portion of the beginning part of this video, I was trying to get through to get as many points as I can to get to a complete as possible character. So after going through everything and reviewing how long I've taken, I have a couple more minutes that I can spare to kind of get things more polished and get a few of those checklist points down. Some of those points would be kind of eyebrows, and for a red panda would be kind of whiskers in here. We'll see if we can get some better teeth and kind of clean up our shapes a little bit, since if we were to go ahead here and hit 3, the way I have the points positioned, they were kind of sloppily put, so now I have a lot of this noise on here. So we'll try to clean up as much of that as we can. Points like here, definitely underneath here. So that is from not positioning our points carefully, or by adding too much geometry too soon, which is, or at least too fast, which is definitely what happened. We'll also aim for cleaning up the intersection with the eye and the eyelids. So since time's limited, let's get started. Some of the points that I probably want to bring out would be eyelids, or not eyelids, excuse me, but eyebrows. So with this, we can just select a bunch of faces here that would represent the eyebrow mass. Maybe something like this, something like that, and then I would just go mesh, extract, and then with that I'll have a piece of geometry that I can go ahead and duplicate. So I'll duplicate that, and then I'll move it over. You can see right now it's all zeroed out, so I'll move that over. So I'll select these two pieces and then combine again. So now this is now combined, but I have to be careful since I didn't weld any points. There's going to be the border edge here, so I'm going to want to make sure to weld those points. So we'll just grab these guys, probably grab it this direction, shift right mouse button click, and merge vertices. So now if I hit 3, it should no longer be, oh, I missed a few. We'll try it again. Vertices, grab you, shift right click, merge vertices. So we'll check that out. We'll hit 3, and bam. So now we have our eyebrow patch of geometry. So now we can shape this up. We can see that we kind of like 1, 2 little fluffs, maybe even a third one coming up here, or tufts. So now we'll go ahead and start merging points to get a shape similar to the one that we have here. So we'll just grab, I'll just collapse this edge actually. I'm just going to isolate selection because I keep selecting the patch underneath, so we'll just do isolate selected, view selected, and we'll also select this guy, view selected. So then here I'll just connect this down. I can append to polygons actually. That'll be one way to do this. So now I have that arrow. We'll just append to polygon again from here to here. Delete you, from here to here. So now I'm just starting to get kind of the right shape here. hit G. Okay. So now I kind of have that angle. I'll probably want to start scaling these points down. Maybe go to multi, grab some of these points. If I hit C, if I hold down C, the middle mouse button, click on this edge, you can see that I'm snapping there. Whoops. There we are. So we'll start to do that. And we'll just start playing with these points. Now these guys will probably connect across this way. I just did this drawing or the append just so I can get that angle. So then from here we'll just go and draw these across. There we are. So from here, let's go ahead and round off our shapes. A little bit. There we are. And we'll get another one here. So now that we kind of have a basic shape, actually let's get these tufts in here. So then we'll grab you, extrude, try again. We'll do extrude and then I'll just pull here. So this will be the first bit. We'll scale in X. Whoops. The reason I'm undoing is because I lost that access there, and it's pretty useful. I can always go back into the move tool and get those, but I just decided to undo. Less thinking. Sometimes that's the option you'll take, less thinking. So we'll extrude this, kind of bring this out, scale this down, and then kind of get that shape. And then there'll be kind of this last tuft here. So we'll extrude that out, pull this out, scale it, rotate it, bam. Cool. So we'll have that, and then we'll just go ahead and just draw from here up. Just maybe clean that up a little bit. Maybe if we put another loop in here, we can play with that, but for the most part this is what I'm kind of shooting for. Maybe scale this back. Alrighty. So for the most part we have kind of a good start for this eyebrow. So now let's go ahead, view selected, and then let's make sure that it fits within the forehead. So we'll just go ahead and start pulling these points out. We'll hit 4 here, grab some of those points and just pull them out. So there's no intersecting geometry there. Okay, so we'll pull you out and start. There we are. I'm going to turn the tweak tool on, or the tweak mode on. So we'll just go ahead, scroll down, turn on tweak mode. This is going to speed up my manipulation here quite a bit, actually. Okay, so I'm just going to grab the faces and I'm going to actually just extrude out a bit. We'll get some thickness here to the brow. We'll just scale back a little bit. And then maybe rotate this a tad. And for the most part, any fixing, it's going to need just a little tweak. So okay, so maybe just another split down the middle here, and we can just round that off a bit more. Maybe scale that out. Some more tweaking. Alrighty. Alright, I'm just going to want to make sure this is attaching to the head. Just play with these bits a bit. Got a weird connection here. I'm just gonna delete you and just see if that cleans anything up. Or if I grab you, pull you down, it's actually going to involve just a little point adding in here. So if we do something like that, that should make that read a little better. And it's actually going to need some points coming down the side here on both sides. So if we do something like that, alright, let's end that. We'll grab you, pull you down. So now we can go ahead and shape this out. Maybe delete you. No. Alright, so we can hit 3 and see how that's shaping out for us. If I want to clap from here through here without getting all the loops and getting too crazy, I can just collapse the ends and then grab any middle point and hold Control right click to wedge ring collapse, and then that will just collapse those points there. I'm just going to see what it looks like with less geometry. And I liked it better before. So it will take just a little tweaking, but just the fact that I have it here is going to help out a lot. So I'm just going to keep moving points, getting a more desirable shape, and just keep it up. Here we are. Okay, so we'll just start pulling these in. Cool. So that's kind of a rough shape there. Maybe there should be more of a point coming up here, more of an arc. So let's try to get that. Cool, so we'll shape this out. And cool. Alright, so for the most part, I dig in the shape. It's close to what we need, and then from here we can just go ahead and modify things later. I'm just gonna go and view where my pivot is. Let's Control Spacebar, turn off tweak mode. It's right in the center, so I can duplicate my mesh. Hit Control A, and then open up the channel box and scale in X. So then we'll just name these guys. Red panda left brow. Red panda right brow. Cool, so I have the brows in place. Something else to kind of work on would be whiskers. Just kind of get some whiskers in place, so that wouldn't be too difficult. Kind of a million ways you can do this. I'm actually going to grab me a cube, bring it up, scale you down, and I'm just going to kind of go the box modeling method. I mean, we did that for everything else. Might as well just continue, right? So we'll just grab you here, rotate you up. We'll extrude you. I'm going to keep these straight for the most part. So then it doesn't really matter. That's something that's going to be pretty easy to set up a rig for. Alright, so we'll have this here. We'll kind of pull these guys down. Cool. So might as well just add these extra points. grab all these and then just move my pivot to the end, then just start rotating. Woo! Cool. Yeah, see. Alright, so I'll have this, and then I'll duplicate you. Just change our pivot to world. Bring you down. Maybe offset this. Offset it in this direction as well. You just don't want things to be reading as flat. You know, that goes with the vertice rule, the 3 kind of vert rule, as well as just duplicated pieces. You just want as much. You just want to kind of keep things as dynamic as you can. Cool. So they're pretty much straight going this way. More often than not, I will also kind of make them curved this way, because I curved them down. I probably would curve them in another direction, but I'll just keep them like that for now. Just going to combine these and just call it whiskers, so it's just one thing to name. Red panda whiskers left. Cool, we'll duplicate you. Scale -1 in X. So now we have right. Okay, so cool. Yeah, that's reading okay. So we have the eyebrows and whiskers in place. So that kind of helps out. There are a couple things now as far as the shape goes that is kind of bothering me. One is kind of the fact that this part comes out a lot further than how I have it. Let's go ahead and make a layer for these whiskers. Let's go ahead, layers. Create layer from selected. We'll name you Red Panda Whiskers layer. Cool. Goodbye. Alright, so a couple things that are kind of reading weird. This cheekbone I might want to pop out a little bit more in this intersection here. So thinking about grabbing this, pulling it out, but first let's go ahead and play with this connection here. So in order to get that, we can use our sculpt geometry tool actually with a pull, and then I also have reflection turned on. So that's important since this is one mesh now instead of us mirroring parts over. We're going to want to turn that on, and we can do that under stroke reflection. So you don't want your brush to be too high, and at least the strength, the max displacement, be high. You can also hold down shift to kind of erase a little bit, smooth that out a little bit. So now I'm just going to shoot for kind of a shape like that. And if I come down here to maybe smooth that, just kind of pull the points. Cool. I like that. Here I'll probably want to smooth this out a little bit, smooth out that connection, and then I'll probably pull those points out by hand. Okay, I definitely like that that better. So I think it's time to go ahead and start playing with some connections here. I don't like this head. I think it's too high up. So let's go ahead and play with that a little bit. We can grab just maybe like a tweak tool. Okay, let's make sure we turn on reflection on our transform tool. Alright, we got our reflection. And then we'll turn on soft selection, or we'll make our radius a little larger. And then for this, I want to make sure I'm on surface instead of volume. So then we can go ahead and start pulling these points down. Let's see if reflection will get in the way here. No, it actually didn't. Sometimes you'll find you won't be able to move points because reflection is on. In this case, that was wasn't the problem. All right, so we'll just go and just kind of round that out a little bit more. Okay, cool. Alright, so I think I'm liking that a little bit better. I'm probably going to want to add a little more volume underneath here, again with the Sculpt Geometry tool. And then I'm just going to smooth this out or relax it. We'll see. We'll see which one will work better. I'm just going to hold down that shift key though, and that actually does some good stuff for me. It's like, hey, I'm going to do what you want. Maybe get a larger brush here and just kind of start pulling this out over here on the sides. Maybe start pumping out this area too. And just start smoothing that out as well. So kind of push and then smooth. Okay. I think that might be reading as a more appealing character. Something else that I can do, I can always merge in the previous scene files and just kind of compare them to my current state, which is a useful tool. Okay, just looking around, seeing what's here. All right, so I'm probably going to want to reduce some of this geometry here. One, so I can get a better shape for the eye, and two, so I can clean up basically this just messy geometry here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pick an edge, maybe starting from here, and then just grab every other edge for a certain point. I'll try that. Whoops. Then I'll delete those, and then I'll grab the next in line here. Then hit Control, right mouse button, click edge loop to edge loop and delete. Alright, so now that's kind of reduced down a bit, and then I can go ahead and start focusing on the position of the eye here. I can probably do the same thing going around the loops here, but instead I'm just going to go ahead and just manipulate these by hand. Okay, so I'll just get this kind of going. Maybe start shifting this down here. Start pulling this in. Maybe start pulling that down. And then kind of something I can do to get the same exact shape that I'm getting right now is grab that pull tool in the relax, or the pull function within the relax sculpt geometry tool. So that might work. We can take you guys, start pulling you up, and since I'm focusing, since I'm changing my topology around, I'm actually gonna more than likely need to mirror this over. So something to keep in mind. This I'll probably pull down. This edge will kind of go well here, and I can take these and just draw them into the eye. So this would be like a collapse. Shift right mouse button click, collapse, and then delete you. You're gone. Okay. I'll try to maybe collapse this as well. Slide that back. Collapse this. Delete this. And then that edge can come down this way. And then if I need to continue this, this can come down over here. And start focusing on the curve of the eye. That's going to rest on top of the eye here, that edge, or maybe not that one, maybe this edge here, there. And then I'll just start pulling this back. Okay, so I'm just shaping you out. I'm going to bring the tweak tool, tweak mode into effect, because I'm just going way too slow here. We'll just go ahead and start pulling you in. Alright, I like how this is tucking in, so I'll do the same thing with this edge. Kind of tuck that in a little bit. We start sliding some of this back, at least back in that direction, but out in this direction. Just looking at the 3-point rule, 1, 2, 3, and just making sure that it's getting the arc that I want. Start pulling this out, shaping you out. Okay, I'm thinking of sliding this up this way here, and then maybe taking this, and that actually fits right here. Magic. I didn't even see that. Goodbye. So then let's go ahead and just grab our Sculpt Geo tool with relax on. Make this a little smaller. And then at the crease here, I'm going to actually just pull, and that's going to kind of bring things together a little bit. So you see how it's tightening up a bit? And that's because of the normals, the way they're kind of aligned, pointing at each other, so they're going to move in closer to each other. Okay. So I'm kind of looking at these guys and figuring out how I'm going to kind of pull these in. This might connect to here, and then might slide these back down. I know that that's kind of how they were to begin with, but you never know. I'd never know if I didn't do it. So yeah, I'm definitely liking that better. Before, I had too much of an indent in the side of the face, and now it's kind of more of a rounded shape. So I think that's why it's reading more appealing to me. Before I bring those down, let's make sure I get this eye down. You know what, I'm just going to bring you guys on here. I know I want it kind of that thickness there, but I still have it. But I just want to I don't know, have a cleaner shape for that eyelid, and right now it's just kind of messy. And me pulling these points all the way in like I am is going to give me kind of a lot of work here to clean up, but we'll see where that gets me. I don't have much more time though. It's kind of the thing as well. Okay, we'll just start sinking this in. Start playing with the relationships there. maybe relax this out a little bit, or maybe even smooth it. Let's try smooth. I don't like how these are sliding that way, so I'm actually going to collapse this down. Just kind of pull it to the right a little bit. This can continue down around the side. I'll grab you. Cool. I can continue this loop up and around. I'll just kill you there for now. Whoops. Okay. We'll just hit 3 and see how that's reading. I think that's reading a lot better than before. This is a lot cleaner than this side is over here. Let's look at this eyelid. It's still pretty bad. So we'll just go ahead and keep getting this shape until we get close enough. But we have to remember time isn't really on our side, so we can just go and just play with these a little bit here. Grab you to you, shift, double click, just kind of pull you guys in. Okay, we'll just bring this in. Alright, so then I'll grab you from you to you and just kind of pull you in as well. Just tighten this up here. Grab these faces. That edge. Alright. Alright, these guys I'm gonna probably have to pull back a bit. Slide you guys around. pull you in. Okay, round you out. Cool, so I'm just going to smooth that. Actually, I want to relax. I want to maintain the silhouette a bit. Bring this down. Maybe smooth that out. Holding down shift a bit. Cool. So I think maybe originally the shapes were too round, too exaggerated, and we can try with our shapes like this. So here I have kind of this shape coming out pretty far. Kind of this overhang, which could be the lid thickness. So if that's kind of what I'm thinking, then I'm going to need to do the same thing on the bottom. So we'll do that. Maybe just shape that out just a tad more. Cool. I definitely feel more attached to the changes. So for this, I might take this and have this come down and then draw those down. But in the end, I know I'm going to need this geometry back. So if I had more time, I probably would shape it out some more and kind of do this a little slower. But I just need to kind of get moving with this. So we'll grab our split poly, split this down, split that down, get you here, connect that, one more, another, and I kind of have this last one here. There's a lot coming in the eye. There's a lot of spacing here, or they're pretty close here. So if I just kind of maybe slide this down one, down here, so that edge comes here, and then I can take this, just kind of jam it into the side. So then we'll grab you, pull you up, and just kind of bring you into the side. Okay. Whoops. Help if we get the right tool. It looks like I turned on make live. Let's turn that off. Cool. Split polygon. So I'm going to do my best to kind of smooth this out with the sculpt geometry tool and smooth option. And the reason I'm picking smooth is because right now everything is kind of faceted, and I just want to break that. I don't want things to remain faceted. I don't want them to slide on faceted geometry. So I'm going to grab that smooth function. Just kind of smooth that out a little bit. Okay, and these lids aren't really that great. This I'll do by hand, because I don't think it'll be too difficult to do. And, well, at least too difficult to do by hand. I think it'd be a pain just to kind of try to do this with the sculpt geometry tool. We start shaping that out just a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to consider that good, and then what I can do here, I can bevel out these edges. Right. There we go. So I'm just going to grab this edge and this edge, 2 edge loop, and then we'll bevel. Make that a little smaller, maybe. That's not too bad, actually. And then I'll just put another edge in here, holding edge, and then holding edge in the middle. So I'll have enough geo to kind of blink, and then it's going to maintain its shape when I hit 3. So it's something where I can go in and kind of clean that up some more. I don't think I'll be hitting 3 on the character. I would just kind of come in and just smooth out the normals, soften edge, and I think that will look pretty nice there. Let's go ahead and sculpt geo this out. Maybe relax it. Relax some of that out a little bit. There we go. Maybe with some smoothing in there. Cool. So let's go ahead and chop this head in half. It doesn't have to be completely straight, does it? Whoops. But I will do it anyway, because that's how I roll. So cool. So I have these. I'm going to extract that head. Mesh extract. Just going to kind of relax the center line here. Hopefully that will straighten out that line in the middle, which it looks like it's doing. Cool. So now let's go ahead, grab this edge, to edge loop, and then let's go mesh or edit mesh, detach components. That should separate these pieces. To edge loop, edit mesh, I think this should be it. The detach component tool. Or you know what, I can just do it this way. Face, grab you, delete you. Do the same thing here. Whoops. So I'll delete you. Let's try to clean that up a bit. Come on. Let's turn off tweak mode. It's getting kind of in the way. Grab you, delete you. Sweet. So I'll be able to get that. Let's try that. Still looping around in here. Get rid of you. Get rid of you. Try that. Goodbye. Cool. So this should be that half. No? You're still connected? Yep, mouth cavity. Delete you, delete you. Let's try that now. Sweet. So now I have this half. Goodbye. And then I can just go and grab this and just kind of mirror that over. Let's try shift right click. Shift right click. Mirror polygons, -X. Bring down our tolerance. me undo that. I'll just do this by hand. Control D. -1. Combine, mesh, combine. And then I'll just go ahead and just get these points. Those points should be the easiest to get. Merge vertices, and then we'll bring up the option box. Merge vert. Grab you guys, merge to center. Turn off reflection. So I'll hit, come down here, turn off soft selection and reflection. So we'll grab you guys, merge to center, clear up any stray points. I just grab some of these guys, merge to center. Gotcha. Bada bam. Deselect you. Merge to center. And these points were kind of deleted by me just now, so let's go ahead, add you there, add you there, then merge to center. And then we can snap by holding down V to that point. I should do that. So I'll grab you guys, shift right click, merge vertices. Interesting. I'm just gonna undo that a little bit. Oh, that's the wrong merge vertices probably. Hit Control A. Yeah. Oh well. We'll go ahead, delete history, and just grab those guys again. Merge verts, and then bring that up. 0.2, 0.1, 0.05, 0.02. That should be that. So if I hit 3, there shouldn't be a seam there, and there isn't. Let's go ahead and just clean this side up. Split polygon. Boom. Boom. Grab these guys. Merge center, and then snap to that point. Cool. So the center mouth, oh, it's actually not that bad. So cool. We have that, and then we can go ahead, grab this, and have this head attach, mesh, combine. Cool. So what we can do, if I had time, I could, let's smooth that out. If I had more time, I could just go ahead and bring in the teeth from our Heathcliff character, and then I could have, what do you mean? I can go ahead and bring the teeth in there for that. That's pretty, it's pretty much an easy thing to do. I just don't have that much more time left here, so I'm just going to clean this up. then save the file out. Merge verts. Merge vertices. Cool. There we are. So the face should be reading a lot better now. Yeah, I agree. Or I think so, at least. I think, yeah, there's a problem down here in the neck. These things need to be merged. Yeah. So then we'll just hit 1, grab you guys, and then merge. And then smooth it out, and we can call that a day. Cool. Thank you very much, and I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. File, save scene as.